Welcome to the quietest ones in the room with your host, Trey. Man, I have something I want to talk about. I wasn't even certain how to address this conversation. I went back and forth about how deep should I go into it. Just so much has been running through my mind. But the two topics that I want to talk about come from two observations I've made. And if you're not the type of person that likes hearing or discussing God, you probably want to stop listening. But for those who um, like those types of conversations, please keep listening. And the second thing that I'll talk about is something that may resonate with you. So, uh, the first thing I want to talk about is the idea that personally I've recognized how many people have willfully lost their minds. And the reason I say willfully is because I think many of us recognize that we have to think about things that we say matter to us. And topics after topic, stream across the news channel, or we see it in social media, or we hear it in friend groups, all these different things. And instead of people taking time to actually do research and dig into what it is, those steps, and live in a world of lunacy. And I'm certain if you're listening to this, you know someone just like that. And sometimes it makes you actually want to disengage from those individuals or individual altogether. And it's a very frustrating experience, especially when people do things and say things, again, that they willfully stay ignorant to, and they try to trigger you by saying things that they know are wrong. And so my fresh thoughts on it are, when you're engaging with people like this, sometimes it's best to get away from them. Get as far away from them as you possibly can. Because look, I understand we all can say something out of context. We can all make a statement that we have to recant because we were misinformed about something. We all do this. It's a part of human nature. But when you are continuously and willfully perpetuating things and allowing people around you to perpetuate things that it is known that they are false, is lunacy. It's insanity. And I've got to imagine to myself that the reason you do it is because when you're willfully doing it, it's because you don't care about anyone except for your own personal interest. But it brings in your direction what that brings for you, what it provides to you is our relationship of people realize that you do that, and so they don't trust what you say at all because they peep game, they see what you're doing, and so that's food for thought. And maybe that does tie into the same thing I want to talk about that I see online all the time, and I get what people mean when they say what I'm going to say, but I think it's deeper than what's said, and it's just a little food for thought, which is I've seen on YouTube, many other platforms, people say, and even in my personal life, people say things like, especially when this topic of loneliness comes up, people have this conversation about the best relationship isn't with other people and a partner, it's with yourself. It's the best relationship you can have is with yourself. And I completely disagree. Not even slightly. Not a little bit. I completely disagree with that sentiment. Do I understand what they're saying? Yes. But I think there's a better way of looking at it from my perspective, which is the best relationship you can have is with God in you. And I'll repeat, the best relationship you can have is with God in you. Look, we're human, and just kind of like what I talked about a second ago. Listen, we're flawed. We make mistakes. We forget things. And to play this game that even you are the best relationship for yourself is flawed. Because let's be honest, you're probably listening to this, and you thought it to yourself, well, man, I really can't trust myself at times. I really can't rely on myself. Man, I did something dumb. I really can't rely on myself at times. And so I get what people are trying to express when they say the best relationship is with yourself. But ultimately, it is the best relationship you can have is with God in you. I'm reminded about, and I think what people do is they take this part of what Christ said, which is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But that forgets the first part, which is to love God with all your heart. And so if you miss that first step, you can't even complete the second step. Loving yourself without taking care of that internal part first, which is that relationship with God, then you're missing it all. And that void that you feel, that loneliness that you feel, you've been trying to fill it with trips, drinking, sex, friendships, whatever your mind concocted. You've been trying to solve many of the problems you experience in your life with things and other people, and have even gone on alone by yourself and meditated and done mindfulness and all these things, and it still has not resolved the problem for you that you experience personally. So I didn't know how deep I'd want to go in this conversation. I kind of want to leave it there. Maybe I'll talk about it more as we go along. But it's something that's been bothering me when I hear it, because I don't see it as the best relationship is with yourself. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Please share in the comments. Please like and subscribe. Until next time.